Welcome to Churva Palooza. It's gonna be a lot of talk, a lot of laugh, and a whole lot of churva.
Now I have to ask you, like you said, self love is a newer concept, but personally, what are the ways that you have indulged and you have shown yourself care and love? And what does it provide you? What benefits did you get out of those things or those activities?
Siguro the first when I'm starting this process, being able to say no. Because just like you ladies, I'm a pleaser talaga to my children, to talaga with the people around me, kahit mga family ko back home. But being able to say no and being comfortable that you said that, being able to don't find reasons why you said no. No is no. You can't. Once I start saying no, and what it put me in a position wherein I can put myself pala in front muna at some point. Sometimes my children would say, can we do it? Said no, or, basta minsan talaga, I like to put myself first above anything else. Not at all times though, but, whenever I can, para naman I have a reward to myself. Not
Yeah.
just reward like some massage or buy something for myself, but being able to, reflect at night and say that, uy, di ba, I defended you. Hey, Jack, I defended you today. You came first before anything else. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
something like that. Mhm.
Yeah.
For me first, I always tell this to my son. This is like my advice to him. I always say, stop comparing yourself with others. Because when you tend to compare yourself with others, there's this jealousy of why is he like this? Why this, she has all these things and this and that. So that is a negative thought, right? Just be grateful. The last episode we had is find joy through simple things. So you should always remember that. Like, you are different, they are different. You think they're happy? Well, guess what? They're also struggling, and you don't know that, right? And then the second one will be, don't worry about others' opinion. We are always, because we are people pleaser, we want to do always the right thing because we don't want them to say bad against us. But here I've just said, you know what? If you're not happy with me, fine. And let go of those people who are very toxic in your life. You don't want to hang on to those people who tries to pull you down emotionally, emotionally and mentally. Those are the things that I really, try until now to do, because I need to love myself. I need to think about myself first. And I'm pretty sure that will really help me, or that those are the first few steps that will get me there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ako naman, my self-love activity is focusing more on my health. This follows something that I read from a book before, and it's a musician's autobiography. It's called The Storyteller by Dave Grohl, who's the front man of the Foo Fighters. Oh, anyway, so I mentioned this to JK. This really stuck with me. He says, not in the exact words, but he says you have to take care of yourself first before you can start taking care of others. So for me, I'm taking care of myself. I'm trying to, be on a healthy diet, exercise regularly, and, just doing things to take care of me because I want to be able to take care of my family. Like losing weight, for instance, it's not even about trying to look good, but living longer to take care of them. Also about, when you get sick, they're the first ones who are burdened with the medical bills, the mental and the emotional
Emotional.
stress of it all. And I don't want that for them.
Mhm.
So it goes hand in hand, right? It's being
Yeah.
selfless, but it's also prioritizing yourself.
Yeah, I want to add something lang. Because I feel like this is a common denominator for people that I see na, parang very good sila with self-love and they have so much to share. But I think they have also this very good connection with their spiritual aspect of their life. They have this great connection with their creator. So it doesn't matter anong religion mo or what faith do you
Mhm.
follow. But I started doing that now. Siguro 2 days ago, or like when I was sick, I started downloading like a prayer journal, like a devotional journal.
Yeah.
Kasi last week I started my morning devotional. Like I listened to podcast, like a 5 minute dose of heaven. That's what she says. So,
Mm.
kasi sometimes you get too busy and then, hindi na ako nakakapagdasal while driving. So, I just listen to that. So, just 5 minutes. And then naisip ko, sige nga, I'll do my devotional journal. So that
Mhm.
I don't know, I haven't read the Bible. Kasi yung mga iba talaga ang galing nila, but
Mga sa
it really,
scriptures, right?
ang galing. Yung isip ko, bakit gusto ko rin magkaroon ng connection to my God, to my
Mhm.
Creator, para siguro He can step in kapag hindi ko na kaya. He can step in kapag nakikita niya, this girl is struggling na, he's gonna step in. But that won't happen kung putol yung connection namin. So I did that. I started 2 days pa lang. But it feels good. It feels good.
Good thing.
Yeah.
That's a great thing, Jack. Now I have to ask you, ladies, and maybe ask for your thoughts on this. Self love, is it being selfless or selfish?
Again, let's go
Yeah.
back to the point where everything na sobra is masama.
It's
That also applies to self-love because sometimes you love yourself too much that
Mhm.
you tend to be insensitive of others' feelings, or
Mhm.
you tend to not being able to come up with your priorities na kung minsan, kasi there will be times na you have to set aside what you need to place yung mga mas importante. As long as you're able to define or put a line kung ano ba talaga ang the need versus the want, and who are the people around you, you should have a balance wherein it will not tend to go and become selfish instead of being self-love.
Now,
Yeah.
Chick, what do you think?
I guess I could say that if you know that in your heart, like you mean well, for yourself and for other people, it is not bad that you think about yourself first. And I agree with you, Ting. Like, how can you help people if you're not helping yourself? And in fact, I know that that is also, written in the Bible. Like, you have to love yourself. This is a very simple example. This is when you get on the plane.
Yeah.
You remember when they do this instruction with the oxygen? They
Yeah.
said, put your oxygen first before you help others, or before you put oxygen to your, the child or whoever needs it, because you have to survive first to be able to help others.
Correct.
And doing that, you have to think of yourself first so that you can help others. It is also very, very, I should say, difficult because
Yeah.
of our culture. Sometimes when you say no, so when they ask you something and then you say, oh, you know what, I can't do this right now, or I can't give you this right now because for some other reason, they think, oh, okay, well, you're selfish, and so that also goes to the, you don't care what other people think. You know what's best for you.
Okay.
It is like really so tricky, but you know what? I guess there's nothing wrong with thinking about yourself first. It's just so hard. I know it is, because I am struggling with that. But as long as, it makes you happy, as long it makes you mentally and emotionally healthy, that you can function, I think you're doing the best you can.
Yeah, and I agree when you say, Chiclet, that as long as you know in your heart that you mean well. Okay.
You also have to make sure na you also have a self-check din, di ba? Because sometimes, baka naman kasi na-overpower ka na self-love, pero you're being unfair to other people. Sabi nga nila, whatever makes you sleep at night, ibig sabihin you're doing something good. Right? Kung nakakatulog ka pa sa gabi, okay ka pa.
Yeah.
Just be self-aware, right? If you ask me, self-love for me is not selfish. It's having a good relationship with yourself. And that is, in fact, a selfless act. Because how you treat others is a reflection of how you treat yourself. Balikan lang. In fact, you're actually equipping yourself with refueling yourself or fueling yourself with that, so that you have enough to give to others. Because if you're running low, if you're running on empty, then what's left to give to others?
Yeah, I really like, what you said, like self-love is having a relationship within yourself. Because I've never actually, never heard that. Because we always think that having a good relationship is with other people, with your husband, with your kids, with your family, with your parents, with your friends, right? But what about yourself?
Yeah,
Like
nakakalimutan
you
natin.
often neglect, exactly, you neglect yourself because you think that, okay, well, you know what, I'm okay, I'll figure it out, I'll do it, so just to please everybody. But yeah, I like that. I like what you said, that self-love is having a relationship with yourself, and that is really very, very important.
I'm sitting here and we're talking about self love, and I still find myself trying to convince myself to act on indulging myself or giving myself some love, because for so many years, and I know you girls agree with me, because for so many years we haven't thought of ourselves. But going back, self-love is not selfish. So
Yeah.
not selfish, so don't feel guilty. Let's move on to the next. If you can mention quickly, what can you see as a benefit? This is us trying to encourage people out there, our listeners, that hey, you have to stop, give yourself some love, and this is what you'll get in return.
First of all, if you do that, if you have self-love, or if you're practicing that, if you're starting to put yourself first at some point, people will see that, and you are able to you have a better version of you. I mean,
Mhm.
people can see that without you telling them that you're changing or whatever. But if you're able to love yourself first, you should be able to love others, like what you said earlier, kanina thing. So, and the benefits of that is you are getting more comfortable with yourself. You are happy with how how you are as the
Mhm.
years go by, and you have something to share. To I have something to share to my children. I have something to teach them. That self love is very important, because they can be in a situation when they grow up na baka they will tend to forget themselves.
Yeah.
But if they
Yeah.
see their mother knows how to love herself, then maybe
Yeah.
they will adapt.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I'm actually like speaking for myself, like what I've said, like I am still in this process. I have to do still a lot of work. Like feeling like entirely, like self-love. But right now the benefits I'm getting is I'm, less judgmental to other people, more compassionate,
Mm-hmm.
and also, I think important thing is that, I'm happier with what I have right now. I'm happier with the relationship that I have right now, and it's easier for me to let go those people that that doesn't really make me happy or toxic in my life, because I'm also struggling with that, like, oh my gosh, like a family member and I can't because they're family. But if there's just negative things that like just affects me entirely negatively, so I am open and I can freely let go of them, because I am practicing self-love. So yeah, right now that's I'm just speaking for myself, but it
Yeah.
does gives you a lot of good benefit, about your feelings and your state of mind. Yeah.
Yeah, because you're basically at peace with yourself,
At
right?
peace with it. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Good to hear.
Exactly.
And you know what? Since you brought up toxic people, I mean, if they're family members, you can't really get rid of them, but
Mhm.
you can
Just distance.
limit your
Right.
interaction with them,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Depends on, what works better for you, what's healthier for you.
Yeah. Of course, you don't have to be rude and tell them like, "Oh no, I'm not talking to you anymore." But yeah, just distance, limit yourself. You can still talk to them, but you have this mind of like all this negative vibes I'm gonna block, but I will still love you as a family member, as a friend. I still love you, but I will not be affected in whatever you do or say to me.
Sabi
Barrier.
nga ni Maricar Reyes, you adjust the relationship.
Yeah, you
You
adjust
adjust.
it.
Exactly.
That's also a form of self-love, giving yourself control of
Yeah.
what affects you and what doesn't. So,
Not them controlling you,
oh well,
right?
yes, not
Yeah.
them controlling your feelings, and
Mhm.
not giving in to to their manipulation.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
So for me naman, going back to being healthy, for example, the benefits of that for me is forming healthy habits like eating right, regular exercise, I talk about it now. I know I'm not like 100% consistent, but it's always at the back of my mind that I have to do these things. Also, for me, because I'm not the most confident, giving myself love will probably boost my confidence. That's what I'm hoping
Mhm.
will build my self-esteem. I know people will be surprised to hear that, oh, Ting is not confident. She looks so confident, but
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah.
no.
Yeah. Yeah. That's it.
Inside, you girls, you know me. Because I can't always be looking for like external forces to
Mm-hmm.
affirm myself, but I can do that on my own. So without looking to anybody else. Di ba, I read somewhere, don't put the key to your happiness in someone else's hands.
Yeah, that's true. Because yeah, you control your feelings.
Control your
You
feelings.
control your life, right? And one thing also that we do here, like Lawrence is so good about, and because he understand, and this is also our, thing with the therapist is that Lawrence would always tell me, "Sweetie, don't worry, you're good enough. Like, sweetie, you're worth it." Like he constantly remind me of those things that I feel that I'm not. And that always, like it makes me smile. It makes me put on, okay, well, yeah, I remember
You believe in
I
me so
am I
much,
am
then I have
worthy.
to believe in
Yeah,
myself.
exactly. He does that all the time.
Oh,
If I say, if I doubt myself, and he would always say, "Sweetie, you're good enough. You're beautiful. All these things that would keep me on track of my mental, yeah, well-being." So he would always do that to me. Although I just, like I doubt myself, like, really,
because you
am I?
doubt yourself too much.
Yeah, exactly. And I kind of not believe him because I always say, "Well, yeah, I know you're gonna tell me that because I'm your wife."
Yeah.
But my therapist said, "Chiclet, like here in North America, if they say you are great, if they say you are awesome, you are,
They
because
believe
they're
you.
not gonna tell you. They will keep quiet if you're not."
For my next question, let this be kind of a goal setting activity for us. So, you've mentioned the things that you've already done in the past, but what other ways of self love can we suggest to our listeners? And what do you want to do for yourself in 2023? I can start this if you're
Yeah.
still thinking about it. Ako, I want to travel more because traveling for me is like food for the soul. It re-energizes me, right? Even if the experience of actually traveling is kind of tiring, but
Mm-hmm.
the memories that you bring after your travels, that you bring with you after your travels, those are kind of like refueling your soul, right? So I want to travel more this year. One local trip, maybe we'll visit Chiclet in
Can we do it like
Michigan.
all together? Like, I don't know, we can
Yes,
just go to Caribbean and just
Let's
be
go
the
some.
three of us. Yeah.
plan it.
Let's
Let's
go to
plan it.
Yeah,
Vegas.
or yeah,
Vegas.
Vegas. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we should do that. And then we go to Grand Canyon. It's just
Yeah,
so
yung
close to
mura lang
Vegas.
ha. So
Yeah. Yeah.
Oo.
Yeah,
At
yung
saka
mura
pwede,
lang.
pwede ipon tayo ng fund. Yeah.
Yeah.
Post
Mura
natin.
lang. As in, mura lang.
yeah, and then
Okay. I'll take care of it.
and of course I want to do one big homecoming this year, and I've already like thought of making ipon to set aside a certain amount for my travel back home in December.
Yeah.
There, I've already said it, so there's no backing out. Wala nang backing, kailangan nang matuloy. Anyway, like, oh, you know what? Also, what I want to do next year is start developing my healthy habit of sleeping early. Jack, are you with me on this? Can we,
I already did that.
When you ask that question, that's the number one that, came to my mind. Kasi for me, next year talaga ang focus ko is health. I think this is the year where I got sick so many times. Tapos,
yes, you
you
had
know,
all those like medical
I
scares.
think, I think,
Mhm.
those times that I wasn't taking care of myself is hitting a toll on me right now. So, and it's, I'm turning what? Ilan taon na ako next year. So, I really need to, because Isha's very young and I want to be able to have activities with her. So isa yun sa plan ko talaga to. I used to be so strong. Ewan ko ba ano nangyari sa akin. As in now, ilang beses lang ako papanik sa hagdanan and I'm really catching my breath. And I,
Yeah.
hindi na ako makapag-lift ng stuff. So I really need to
And you're
bring
the
back.
Zumba
Yes.
superstar.
Let's do
Oh
that.
my
Let's all go
gosh.
back. Let's all go back
Correct.
to exercise and
Yeah.
movement and
Correct. So there was one time na in-invite ako sa Christmas party and they asked me to nag-lead ako ng isang Zumba song and it's even a slow Zumba. After that, I was like, oh my God.
Like you're catching your breath.
I used to do like, ano ba yung pinakamarami ko? Like 6 classes yata in one day. So one class is 14 songs.
yes.
Yeah, I
Can you
know.
imagine that? Kaya nga, anyway, so yun, number 1, number 2 is also think, sana makauwi. Ang dami namin eh. I can't go home ng ako lang. But
Yeah.
I think another thing in my list is to buy stuff for myself. Just to let you know, I'm the type of mom na payday. Oh, let's go to Marshalls. Let's go to this.
I
And then they buy. We go to groceries, they buy. Oh,
Get
don't worry.
nothing.
And then for me, until either na lang, I can't even buy it. We sit, di ba? Oo, talaga. Sige na nga, wag na, mauna na
So
kayo.
yeah, put yourself on that list.
Yes. At saka yung, sometimes yan kami ni Habi, we go out on a date, or where do you want to eat? Sasabihin ko, sige, what do you want? Or
Yes.
my
I'm
kids,
also
or what
that
do you
way.
want? Tapos sasabihin nila, oh, let's go here. Deep inside, ayoko yun eh.
Yeah.
I don't like the food there. Pero sige na, let's go. Because
Let's go.
everybody wants to go eh. So yun, those are yun ang palang naiisip ko for me.
Ako rin sinabi ko before last year, at the start of the year, I said, this is gonna be a year of date nights, to have more dates with hubby. But never happened. So maybe 2023, let's try again.
Yeah.
Plus pala, naiisip
Yeah.
ako, plus I wanna
Keep
have
on
time
trying.
to be out with friends. Kasi I'm having friends na at work. So,
Oh.
alam mo yun,
that's
may mga
nice.
girlfriends na ako na, oh, tara, hey, Miss Jackie, let's go get a drink. I was like, no, I gotta go home. Pero naisip ko, bakit mo nga hindi
You
i-try?
need a happy,
Unwind, right?
you need a healthy social life too.
Yeah.
Ikaw, Chick, meron ka na bang naiisip?
No, I think I just, I'll just gonna continue doing what I'm doing right now because I feel like it's helping me a lot. I can travel within US, but not yet, not crossing the border because I'm still waiting for my papers.
Oh, yeah.
My green card actually, so I can't cross any international border right now. And it's the same, like once I get my green card, I'm Lawrence and I are thinking of visiting Philippines. Yeah, right. So nothing major. I'm still gonna continue seeing my therapist every week. Try to be contented with my life, but I'm really contented right now with Lawrence and our dog Kiko. So yeah, that's it. I know, yun lang. I mean, I don't want to do any major changes because it might affect, yeah, exactly. So it's just slowly but surely, but right now I'm in a good state.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Ito ako, simple lang to. Take a break. Take those paid vacation days. Kasi, ayun na naman yung kamartiran natin. We always,
you want to work hard.
I don't miss work days. Just hardly miss any work days. Only if I'm sick, right?
Yeah.
But you have paid vacation days, right? So I'm going to schedule them. Kasi at the end of the year, if you don't use them,
You
they'll
lose it. If you don't use it, you lose it. Yeah.
fly
Yeah.
away. So
I think for us, converted yata, but I don't think. Pero you know what thing, drama yan about work. Alam mo ba ako, after I go to work, so I get home like 7:30, I feed the kids. Pag tulog na sila, everything is clean, I start working again in my computer from 9 until 2 in the morning.
Yeah, that's it. That's saying like, no, I'm done. Once I leave work, I'm done. I used to do that when I was in, working in the office. I still check my emails on the weekends. I reply whatever. I've
We're
learned,
that.
like I said, no, I am done. Like,
we really have to remind ourselves to.
yeah.
hey,
Well, you
stop.
have to, yeah.
You know what? We put the pressure on ourselves because our
True.
managers
They don't even
don't ask us to work on the
Correct.
weekend.
exactly. Yeah.
Do it on Monday. Go home. 6 o'clock or 5 o'clock. Go home.
That
You're
is a good, I think that's a good trait of being a Filipino because we are very hardworking.
Working, yes.
And we want everything done, the right thing perfectly. It's not because we want to impress others, but because this is us. You
This
know,
is
this
work
is
for
how
us. It needs to be
exactly
done.
yeah,
This is
very devoted to work. That's a good trait of being a Filipino.
Mhm.
Yeah. Also,
Yeah.
what do you think about? Oh, well, this is for me too. I don't know about you guys because you're already assertive, but for me, I want to become more assertive, speak my
You
mind,
should
get
be.
rid
You
of my people pleaser bad habit.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah.
one thing that I really want to work on.
Yeah.
I'm aware of it. I'm aware and I know what to do and I know I have to do it, but yeah, I have to be consistent about that.
Yeah.
But just
Um,
don't be scared about, when you assert yourself and when you say you're pleasing people, do not be scared of that when you say no, that they're gonna change the way they think about you. It's not
yeah.
gonna be like that because sometimes we're scared to assert or
That's
say what we want because we feel like you're gonna be judged or they're gonna
Yeah.
say they're gonna think of you differently. But no, you know, you
mm-hmm.
I
just
said I think I've started doing it a bit, so I don't want to be overdoing it. But
Mm-hmm.
what else? Ito lastly sa akin, find wealth. And let me clarify that this is not a selfish goal, ha? Kasi I want to have money, not excessively, but just enough that I can share it. Kasi it makes me sad. It breaks my heart to
Mm-hmm.
not be able to help, especially the people I love when they need it. But
Mm-hmm.
again, this can go back again to not being able to say no. But I'll say no if I can't. But here's wishing that I can. I can help. And that
Mm-hmm.
way I don't have to say no to them.
Yeah. True.
Nakakatawa kasi gusto ko yumaman.
Ako nga, gusto,
well, I think
I
that's a
want to
good
win a
goal.
lotto, but I'm not buying any lotto tickets. So,
Oh, then you have to buy the lottery
yeah,
ticket.
no,
Won't
exactly.
win unless you buy the ticket.
I will siguro kasi this might be a good luck that you mentioned that.
Ako
Ah,
nga, wala akong ganung dream. Yung gusto kong mayaman na mayaman kasi natatakot ako baka it might change me.
it might
I've
change you.
seen a lot of people na yumaman lang, parang ang laki. Parang ayoko kasi na baka maraming mawala. Nakakatakot yun. It's a big blessing. It's a big
Oh,
blessing. As long as I'm
but
That's also
comfortable.
true.
But you
But
know what?
again,
If
I
you
mean,
know yourself in a
yeah, if you know
healthy
yourself.
way,
Mm-hmm.
then be confident that it won't change. You don't have that wag mong pasukan agad ng ng doubt.
Negative. Yeah.
Ah.
Correct.
If you know yourself,
Yun na
that's
nga,
true.
gusto ko na
Or you know
yumaman.
what? Kung
Game na.
sobra-sobra na talaga yung pera mo, ibigay mo lang sa
Give
amin.
away.
As a closing, what are your final words of encouragement to those listening to us to love yourself?
Who's gonna start?
Yeah. Well, I think for me, life is not perfect. Even if you think that you're not that powerful, you're not successful, or you're not that happy, just think about how far you've come, like how you have survived all the struggles, the trials, the tribulations in life. That is your way of saying, oh my gosh, I'm still here, right? Because not every day, or not, your life will not be perfect, like not all, like happy moments. Life is always, it's different. Every day you wake up, it's different, but just wake up and have a positive thoughts, pray to God, and yeah, he will surely lead you to the right path. That's it.
Oh,
Yeah.
thanks, Chick. So
Mhm.
nice. How about you, Jack?
For me, to our listeners, to our younger generation, you guys are very lucky that there's a platform that teaches you self-love, right?
Mhm.
Self-love is real. Self-love is a necessity. Self-love is something that you owe to yourself. To our listeners naman na our age, mga approaching 50s na in the next few years, self-love is you have to make sure that you have to love yourself while you still can, because you don't want to end up not being able to do that to yourself. Tama si Chick, life is hard, it's full of struggle, but life can also be happy depending on how you see it. Make sure that you connect to yourself. That's the key. Connect to yourself, be able to talk to your younger self, to the
Yeah.
younger Jack, to the younger, be able to talk to that and know what causes your pain. Because if you're able to do that, you will emerge as a more powerful person, a stronger person, and
Mhm.
that will help you to love yourself. When you doubt yourself, when you think that you're not enough, think of the things that you do well.
That's
You know, think of the things that make people happy, that make people like about your love about you. Because I'm pretty sure kahit gaano kahirap yan, you will always still will find at least one thing to love about yourself.
yeah.
Okay, kailangan mo yan. So please, sa inyo po, mga listeners namin, please tulungan nyo kami. Join our journey as we start to love ourselves.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jack. And because you mentioned it, YOLO. You only live once. That's a term the millennials use.
Mhm.
YOLO. For me, that's one thing. Do what makes you happy in your lifetime. Don't wait until it's too late. That really makes a lot of sense. So go through your bucket list, do them now. And
Yeah.
also, I want to remind people that you need to be kind to yourself. Be kind to yourself the way that you are kind to others,
Mhm.
right? Be patient, be gentle, be compassionate, be forgiving. Be
Mhm.
forgiving to yourself. The same way with the other people that you care about, and that will mean eventually, loving yourself the same way that you love others.
Yeah.
Remember, self-love is not selfish. It's
Mhm.
taking care of yourself so that you
Mhm.
can start taking care of others better. Okay?
Correct. If there are things that made you let down, or that things that you are not proud of about yourself, learn how to forgive yourself. That's very important. You're not perfect. We're all humans. You make mistakes. We all make mistakes. So learn how to forgive yourself and love yourself again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, Jack. So, Chiclet, no more of I'm so
I
stupid.
know
I made you
I'm
do
not
the
worth it. Yeah, yeah.
thing.
I
No more
know.
of that.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you for your insights, ladies, and for sharing. I know that some of your stories may be like really personal,
Mhm.
but thank you for sharing it with us just the same so we can learn from it. This
Always my pleasure. Yeah.
Thanks, Chick. This has truly been an enlightening topic for me, and I'm sure for most of our listeners out there too. If you want us to talk more about this topic, this self love topic, feel free to message us on our
Yeah.
pages on social media. We also have Chirvapalooza on, like I said, on Instagram, Facebook, and video and a vlog of our sharing
Mhm.
on YouTube.
YouTube.
Okay, and you might just find yourselves in the shout out
Yeah,
segment.
exactly.
Even if it's not self-love or anything or any topic na would require,
Yeah.
mga ganitong conversations, yeah, go ahead, feel free.
Perfect.
Yes.
And make it a habit, guys, na every Thursday tune in to YouTube or Spotify. That's where we drop our episodes. Every Thursday po yan. So kung nasa traffic ka, nagluluto ka, whatever you're doing, go ahead and tune in and get these words of wisdom from us.
And join us for another round of Churva Churva next week with Chick.
Ting.
Jack!
Bye.
Bye.